Hello everybody and welcome to my first video ever here on my brand new YouTube channel. My name is Cindy for those of you who don't know me in person in real life. I'm 23 years old. I have an amazing boyfriend named Trey who I live with, as well as our 1-year-old son named Carter. And if you know us in real life, you probably clicked on this video for him because I know everybody just wants to see Carter. But unfortunately, he won't be in today's video as he is trying to nap. I mean, I don't know if you could hear him in the background not napping, but he's trying. But I promise he will be in a lot of my future videos. I'll be doing a lot of vlog type style videos with Trey and the baby about our daily lives. And also on this channel, you can expect a variety of different things, a variety of different content, from skincare to makeup to fashion to lifestyle to just everything and about our lives that we want to film. So make sure you subscribe if you want to keep up with us. And oh no, because that sounds like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which I like that show, but that's like weird for me to say. Okay, anyway, so for today's first video, I decided it would be a good idea to do a little bit of a Q&A with Trey. Unfortunately, like I said, the baby won't be in the video, but just so you guys kind of get a little bit of a backstory about us and being young parents and how we feel being young parents and how we found out we were pregnant and things like that. So let me go and get Trey and bring him on into the video so we can answer some questions for you guys. Try to look in there and say the question. Ready? Go.
But I'm asking you the question, I'm not asking them the question.
No, but you have to answer the questions too.
Yeah, but I'm asking you the question right now. That's what I'm saying.
So you're not gonna look at the camera at all?
That's not what I said. I'm asking you the question right now.
Okay.
Which is why I'm looking at you.
Go ahead.
Because the question's for you.
Okay, ready?
I'm asking you.
Set. Pause. Go.
How many children do you have and how old are they?
We have one son named Carter Brown, and he's 1.5. How many months?
19 now?
No, 20.
Oh, he's 19.
Hold on. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 19 months.
Yeah.
He's 19 months. Okay, next question.
Okay. How many children do you want to have? And when do you plan to have the next one?
You answer first.
I think two minimum, 3 maximum. Maybe in like next 2-3 years.
But one we really want to adopt, right?
Yes.
So I say 3 minimum, 4 maximum. If we could ever afford to adopt a child, I'd want 3 of our own and 1 adopted. But 3 minimum, or no, yeah, 3 minimum. So if we needed to have 2 of our own and adopt 1, or if, because adopting a child is super expensive, if we couldn't adopt 1, then maybe 3 of our own. But we really want to adopt, right? Okay, next.
How did you tell me you were pregnant? And were you scared?
I was super scared, and you hate that you were literally like the last person to know.
Yeah.
Because I think the first person who knew was my friend Danny, because I went to my gynecologist appointment to get a new birth control, and they have VP in a cup every time before you get birth control. And as I'm walking into the room, I think like the medical assistant or the nurse or whoever it was, not even the doctor, walked me into the room. She turns around and she's like, just like this, she's like, you know you're pregnant, right? I guess I know now. So then I was texting my friend Danny, and he thought I was lying. I think he thought I was lying until like we had our gender reveal, or like when we told our parents, because he thought I was joking that whole time. And then I think then I told like 2 of my other friends, I think Caitlin and I want to say I told Alexis or Maynard or something like that. And then at a party, our friend John had a party one night, maybe like, what, a week or two after I found out. And then at the party, I ended up telling like your friends. Or like, well, your other friend John, only because I wanted everyone's opinion on how he would react. And like your friends don't know you because they all said that you would react the complete opposite of how you did.
Different friends.
So I didn't even answer the question. So to answer the question, I ended up telling him maybe a week after that party through text while you were at work.
Yep. After 3 days of saying...
After 3 days of saying like, hey, we really need to talk about something important.
Yep.
Yeah.
Drove me crazy.
So that's how you found out.
Yeah. How did you feel? How did I feel when I found out you were pregnant? I was really mad, not about the pregnancy, but solely because of how it was handled. Once I calmed down, I was perfectly fine. There was no doubt in my mind we're keeping them whatsoever.
We got pregnant literally like the week we moved in together.
I still think it was the first day.
Probably like the night we moved in together. We weren't even like dating that long. I don't even think we weren't officially dating because he never asked me out. Like to this day, he's never asked me out. So we're just like literally still like friends.
We're some good friends.
Yeah. So we celebrate our anniversary in September because that's when we both went to Boston together, and that's how this whole like more than friends thing started, because before that we were friends for a few years and I don't think we ever like saw each other like that until we went to Boston, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. But we're actually gonna do a whole like boyfriend tag video and talk more about like how we got to like each other, how we even decided to go to Boston together. So stay tuned for that video.
Nice plug.
Nice plug, right?
How did your family and friends react when they found out?
Okay, talk about your dad first and your family.
Well, my friends already knew.
Yeah.
They tried to fake be surprised, but
Yeah.
I was really surprised.
They all knew.
My dad was super happy. He turned into a little girl.
Yeah,
It was really
he
weird.
hung the picture of our first ultrasound in his office.
It's
like
still there.
the day that we told him. He was so excited. And then I was so scared to tell my parents because I have Dominican parents and we all know that they'll slap you around if you get pregnant too young. But my mom was really mad at first. I told her also through text. I think next time I need to not tell people through text. She was really mad at first only because I was young, like I had not finished school yet. We weren't like set financially. We had just moved in together. And then I had her tell my dad for me because I was way too scared. I literally avoided him for a few weeks and I didn't go over their house for a few weeks because I was so scared. But eventually after they got over the anger, they were super happy and super excited about the baby, and now that's like the light of their life and they're so obsessed with him. Ew, look at your bubble. Can you show the camera your bubble?
I'm good.
Look, show the camera your bubble.
I'm good. What are your proudest and most frustrating moments as a parent?
You go first.
Proudest, probably his first steps, and the most frustrating is definitely in those first couple months, him not sleeping. You gotta rock him for hours on end. You get upset and angry, lack of sleep.
Yeah, I think that's my proudest moment too, when he first started walking. I think he took his first couple like official steps by himself a little before 1, right?
Way before when
Most frustrating moment is definitely the first few weeks. I think there were times where like you left the house and had to take a walk around the block because you were so frustrated. And then the same thing with me. I remember the first day, like he would not stop crying, like for hours, not just because he was hungry, but like, do you remember that? And like our first house, like he would not stop crying for no reason. Like he was fed, he was changed, like We tried music, we tried a bunch of stuff, and for hours he just kept screaming. And it's like so frustrating because they're so small at the time, and you're like, what's wrong, like what's going on? And I just started crying, and
And lack of sleep does
and
not
yeah, the lack of sleep does not help. You're already like out of your mind. So next question.
Do you feel people should get married before they have children?
No, not always. We're not married.
No, I think it's okay. I understand
Yeah.
both sides. I think generally, I think having the baby can bring you together, but I could also see it break you apart. So
Yeah.
I'm indifferent on that.
Yeah, and it's like hypocritical of me to say because we had a baby so early into our relationship, and like thank God it worked out, but that's not the case for a lot of people.
Breastfeed or use formula?
When I was pregnant, I had my heart set on breastfeeding for at least like 6 months to a year. And right when he was born, I did breastfeed, and I breastfed for a couple days, but even like the first night in the hospital, I don't know, it's just hard when you like go through hours and hours of child labor, and then that night like all you want to do is sleep, and you can't sleep because you have a new baby who's waking up every hour or two to be fed. And at first you don't always produce enough milk to really satisfy them, so we had to supplement with formula from day one at the hospital, and then they gave us a bunch of like the little formulas to take home. So I did try to breastfeed, but we were also doing formula just because I wasn't producing as much as I would have liked to. But I think that was also my fault because the first week he was born, a lot of visitors came over, and like I was too busy attending to everyone that I didn't go into the room and like pump every like hour, I think, like you should. And I didn't feed as much as I should have, so it's kind of my fault that my supply didn't come in as fast as it should have. But eventually, like I tried for a little while, and then eventually we just stuck to formula. So I think I gave up after like 2 months,
Yes.
something like that. Then we just did
before I started
formula.
sleeping tonight.
Yeah, then we just did formula because I mean, I'm not gonna let my child starve. So many people are like so against formula, and I get it. Like you want to give your child the most natural thing that you can, and it's free. Like we've spent so much money on formula that year. Like I think we calculated, what was it, like $10,000 or something?
Something like that.
Something close to that, like in the
I don't think it was
first
10,000.
no, but it was a few thousand that you spent on formula, because he only liked the ready to feed, like the liquid one. What was the brand? Similac. And that's like the most expensive one too. Like I know the powder ones are a little cheaper, or like other brands like Enfamil are a little bit cheaper, and we tried a bunch of different formulas, but he just reacted so badly to them. He didn't like them. He would throw up. He'd get like gassy, right? Like colicky. So we had to, of course, he's bougie from day one. He needed the most expensive formula. But if you can breastfeed, I would. Not only does it save money,
Save that money.
it really is the best for the baby, but I see nothing wrong with formula. Like Carter's perfectly healthy, happy, smart kid. So I see absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Do you co-sleep?
No.
Nope. Don't plan to? I'm not a fan.
I think the only time he ever actually slept in the bed with us is if we would wake up in the night and he was hungry and we fed him, and then we would all sort of just like fall asleep together.
Mainly just naps and stuff.
Yeah, like we would just fall asleep like that for like an hour or two until he woke up the next time, and then we would put him back in his bassinet. But we never wanted to co-sleep. We never wanted him to be like fully dependent on only sleeping with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think because we go to sleep pretty late too. Like especially you always go to sleep super, super late. So it wouldn't work out. Because I feel like he would always be up if we were up.
Yeah.
When he started sleeping in his own crib, and then when we moved to our second apartment, he had his own room. The crib was in his room, so he would sleep by himself in the room around 5-6 months. So
Anywho, when did Carter start sleeping through the night? Was it shortly after 2 months, two and a half months?
2 months,
A little
2.5
less than 3.
months. We were very lucky. Very, very, very
I wouldn't
lucky.
even say we were lucky. We were just annoyed. We did what we had to do.
We only swaddle him
When it was
like
time for bed.
2 or 3 months. We would only swaddle him when it was time like for bed, like throughout the night, so he knew like that was time
It's
to
bedtime.
sleep. Yeah, and he would never wake up super early either, because I feel like he always went to bed later than like the average baby.
I think you got that from me.
Yeah, because like we go to bed super late, so I think he started going to bed around 8 or 9, and 9ish has been his bedtime ever since.
Yeah, about that. What is your one must-have baby product? I don't think I have one.
I think there's a couple.
I would think
I
your
think,
favorite
like-
is the sterilizer.
Yeah, my sterilizer for my bottles. Also, have you heard of the Dakatot?
No, whatever.
The Dakatot I would want for the next baby, because you could like put it in their crib and have them sleep in their crib from day one, but it's like a...
Informs to them. It's like a.
I'll show you.
I understand what you mean already.
So it like makes them feel like they're in like a smaller like...
Sure, it's not Dakatot, like docking a baby.
Oh yeah, Dakatot. That's a Dakatot. They're
Yeah.
expensive.
That's foolishness.
They're expensive.
I can make
Oh
that
look,
myself.
this one's 85. How are you gonna make that?
I can connect two.
Ooh, like the pool noodles. Right? Look around.
Well, that's not what I was thinking of, but yes, the neck pillow thing that we used to use
Does
for
that
the
like,
setup.
does it work?
No,
if I show
it's
it
it's
on
not
there?
gonna look good like that.
Yeah, but those, I heard those are really good to get babies to sleep.
Okay, name
And wine. Wine and beer is a must have. Unless you don't drink, because I feel like that it's good to have like a glass of wine.
nice distress.
Yeah. Even now, like when he's been bad all day, sometimes it's good to just have a glass of wine.
Name one thing that you bought before you. Name one thing you bought before you had your baby that you never ended up using.
First off, there were a lot of clothes that we had that he never even wore. And it wasn't even that like we bought. I think so many people got us so many clothes. And like we had so many bibs and just a lot of different clothing items that he never even got to wear all of them, which is a good thing. We're like very fortunate for that. I've given a lot away, and I've sent a lot to my family in DR for their kids. We've kept a lot, you know, a lot of like the unisex onesies, so like no matter what gender our next baby is, we could use a lot of it.
I think we've used everything we bought, mainly because I'm cheap. And if we bought something,
Yeah.
when we bought something, I made sure it was gonna be used.
Yeah. I'm more of like the one who will buy something just because it's cute or because it looks functional. But I think you didn't really let me buy anything that we didn't truly need. I think we really have used everything. I mean, we had a lot of stuff that wasn't like a necessity. Like the Mamamoo is expensive and that's not a necessity,
We
but it
didn't buy
helped.
that.
That's true, we didn't buy it, but what else? There was nothing that like we actually bought, right?
No, we didn't buy all that much.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff gifted to us. Like Carter has a lot of stuff, but we didn't buy really any of it.
He's spoiled.
Thank God, yeah. Carter was super spoiled since he was in my tummy.
Do you think your relationship with your spouse has changed since you had children, for better or for worse? Yes, absolutely. No doubt about it.
The relationship's always gonna change, like whether you're married, whether you're just dating, whether you're not dating and you just co-parent, your relationship's always going to change when you bring a child into the mix. But it's definitely changed for the better. I think it's brought us a lot closer. Right? Bless you. Bless you. He always sneezes twice, at least.
Unless I'm sick.
Yeah, unless you're sick.
Yeah, definitely. There's more responsibility. Can't go out as much.
Yeah.
Change everything. You have to change.
Yeah, you kind of have to change. It can definitely bring up a lot more arguments.
Yeah.
Which I feel like we don't argue about the baby a lot. About like decisions with the baby.
We're pretty much on the same page.
Yeah, I think that's really good. Like when you have very similar parenting styles. I think the one thing we argue about is I like to put curl cream in Carter's hair and you don't. Or like you like his hair cut, like shaved, and I like his curls.
Especially
like
in the
we
summer.
really argue about that.
Especially in the summer.
Yeah, especially in the summer. But thank God, like we've never had a huge argument about how to raise him or anything.
Yes.
So it definitely changes you. Especially like in those moments when you're both super frustrated, either when the baby's being bad or when they're first born and just waking up a lot. It's like, I think it could make or break you guys depending on how you treat each other when you're in that stage of no sleep and everything. Which I think we were always like very good to each other. Like if you had work the next morning, like I'd let you sleep and I would take care of him. Like we would rotate, we had like a game plan, and like teamwork. Teamwork is super necessary to make things work.
How is your relationship with friends since having a child? It's pretty much the same. We just go out a little bit less.
Yeah. I think
Not much has changed.
Yeah, I think we're lucky. We have friends that were very supportive of the baby. They all love Carter. Like love Carter.
They
all
come over for
yeah,
him.
they come over for him, not for us anymore. Yeah, they love him. And they understand. I think not just us, but a lot of our friends don't go out as much as we all used to, because I feel like we're at that stage now where everyone has full-time jobs and either still in school or doing their masters, and just nobody has as much free time as we all used to, because I feel like we all used to go out like every day.
Responsibilities catch up to
Yeah,
you.
responsibilities, whether it's a baby or work or anything. I think it's gonna happen in your mid-20s.
Where do you shop for your kids? I don't shop. I use Amazon for everything.
Yeah.
Everything. I've had Prime for like 6 years now.
Yeah. I do all the shopping, like for all of us. For all of us. For the baby, for clothes, like I said, when he was younger, we had a lot of clothes gifted to us, but I know a lot of them were from Carter's, Target, like your main baby stores. Like we've gotten some stuff from Old Navy, not a lot though. I don't really shop there often. But now when I get the baby clothes, it's Target, Carter's, Carter for Carter's. What else? Where else do we shop? Like H&M, the baby section. Oh, the Zara baby section is so cute. They're a little bit more on the pricey side, so I wouldn't get like a lot of clothes there, but any like special occasion clothes
Cheap
or
is
like
better.
Yeah, cheap is, I agree, cheap is better for babies because they end up pooping and throwing up on stuff anyway, but he does have like, I do go a little crazy when I shop for him sometimes, but he only really wears like the nicer things I buy him when we are going out, like to dinner or like an occasion. Yeah, and then for baby stuff, I remember we did our registry at Babies R Us, but that's no longer a
Rest in
thing.
peace.
Yeah. So now I feel like Amazon is really good to buy a lot of baby stuff. Bye Bye Baby, although they are like a bit on the pricier side, they have pretty much anything and everything baby related. And I don't know, I feel like that's it. Target.
That was quite a few places. So
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, that's where I shop. Oh, my friend Dahlia got him like some really cute clothes from Primark. Is it called Primark or Primark?
I hope you're not actually asking me.
I think it's called Primark, and I've never been there before, but I've been wanting to go, and she told me they have super cheap, super cute baby clothes. So I think that's where I'm going to go get him a bunch of his fall and winter clothes now. And for us, like they have clothes for everybody in home decor, so for really cheap, so that sounds like my kind of place.
That sounds like my kind of place for you to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, favorite mommy makeup and skincare products.
So
It's all for you.
another plug, I'm gonna have videos specifically on that. I'm gonna do a video on my favorite mommy skincare products to use, my hair routine, like how to get ready in 10 minutes, because when you have a baby, sometimes that's all you have is 10 minutes. I think like this makeup that I'm wearing now only takes me 10 minutes to do. So I'm gonna do videos all about skincare and all about mommy makeup. I'm not gonna do a lot of makeup tutorials because I'm not like super good at makeup or anything. I think I wear the same makeup look every day. It rarely changes, maybe a product or two change here and there, but I will do like get ready with me's and stuff like that.
Since becoming a parent, do you notice you act more like your mother and or father? Yes.
Yeah.
I've always acted like my dad.
Yeah, but your dad's not even like a strict dad or anything. Like you're like your dad, and you like you're like the cool dad.
Yeah, he's not strict anymore. Not since like I pay my own bills.
He was never strict with you. You used to have house parties in your house without like.
I lived alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, he was pretty strict growing up, and then after I hit, you know, like 10, once it was just us, then the relationship switched, and it's more like a brother
So are you?
relationship.
So do you want to be like that with Carter? Do you want to be like?
Absolutely.
I think that's like.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, there's always like a balance between like being like friends with your child. Like they have to know when to not cross the line, because at the end of the day, you are their parent.
Yeah. He will understand.
Yeah, no, I think it's very important for them to understand the difference between like you're my dad, like you're my parent, you're not like my friend and I can walk all over you. But I'm definitely more like my mom now. In terms of me being like, I feel like my mom was a little bit more strict than I will be with Carter, but I worry all the time like she does. My mom's like a super emotional mom, and that's how I am now too. Yeah, and I was never emotional before a baby. Now I cry a lot at like stupid things. Hormones.
It's okay though.
Hormones.
Okay. Do you expect your kids to go to college, or would you let them decide for themselves? I would hope he goes to college. I would not look at him differently if he doesn't. It's perfectly fine, but I would like him to go to college. You know, it helps.
Yeah, like
Perfectly fine.
neither one of us has finished college right now. Like I'm sort of in school now, taking a little bit of a break, but I mean, I've been to school on and off. I don't have a degree yet because I've switched my major like on and off, but I don't think college is super necessary for everyone. Like obviously if you want to be a doctor, like a nurse, a lawyer, things like that, you need college. So if he wants to do something like that, I would, you know, sort of push him to go to college. I'll never like push him on which college he should go to. I'll let him decide for himself. Unless he's like, oh, I only want to go to this school for partying. Then I'll be like, no, is it a good school for academics too?
I also don't think college is for everyone. School's not for everybody.
School's not for everyone. The college system just gets me mad sometimes. Like, it's all a corporation. All they want is your money. I'm not saying it's like bad to go to college or you shouldn't go to college, but I think it's not for everybody. Like, I don't think you have to go to college to be successful. Now, if he doesn't want to go to college, he better have some sort of like plan with his life, because he's not going to live with us forever. Or for free. Yeah, he needs to have a job, but not just like any job that he's going to work the same like little job, minimum wage job for his whole life. No, like he needs to have a plan on how he can support himself and one day support a family. So as long as he has a plan on what he wants to do and he's motivated towards something, then I'll be fine if he doesn't want to go to college.
Finish your sentence. You know you're a mom when you blank.
You know you're a mom when you clean every single day.
Every day, yeah.
Every day. like multiple times a day. Someone literally asked me yesterday on Instagram, like, because I post stories of Carter all the time. They're like, how is your house so clean with a toddler? Like, I don't understand. And our house is definitely not always clean, but I pick up and I clean multiple times a day. I'm crazy about being clean. Like, I feel better when the house is clean. Like, you think I clean way too much sometimes.
You do.
But I genuinely feel better about life when our house is clean and organized and everything's put away.
Okay, last question.
Last question.
What would be your advice to someone?
No, you didn't answer that question.
I don't want to.
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
What would be your advice to someone about to have a baby?
Okay, you go first.
Definitely start a sleep program. 100%. We'd stop swaddling him unless it was time to go to bed for the night. 100% do that. It'll save you a lot of headache.
Mm-hmm.
And also see if your baby likes cold milk. So if you don't have to heat it up, you could
Yeah,
save
because
some
we
tears.
actually recently like found that out, that even like newborns, like little babies, we always thought like they had to drink warm milk or formula or breast milk, whatever it is that they're drinking, because we thought that when it was cold it wasn't good for their digestive system or whatever. But we recently found out that that's not the case. It's perfectly healthy and fine for a baby really young to have cold milk. So I know a lot of babies prefer their milk warm, but I mean, give it a try. If your baby
Definitely
likes like cold milk, that saves you time in the middle of the night when your baby's screaming 4 times at night for milk. Because what I think it took our bottle warmer like 4 minutes to heat up or something like that.
And then the bottle
3-4
will
minutes.
actually heat up.
Yeah, but like it's like the longest 3 or 4 minutes of your life. So if you could save yourself that, then
100%.
Great.
Run to the fridge, grab the bottle,
yeah.
good to go. So,
Yeah, I think especially in the summer, like Carter loves cold milk now. Like, we never heat up his bottles anymore.
Yep.
He still drinks like 3 or 4 bottles a day. We never heat it up. He prefers it cold. I think, yeah, he like prefers it cold now. But I mean, try as young as you can. Save yourself some time.
And if he or she doesn't like the cold milk, then I'm sorry. Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah. Any other advice from you?
That's it.
My advice is, yeah, like every baby is different, so don't always go based off like, because especially when you're new parents, I feel like you have 5 million people like talking in your ear. This is something that really bothered me when we first had Carter. I had like parents, I had friends, I had 5,000 people all telling me what I should do, how we should raise the baby, how we should do this, how we should take care of that. And like, it kind of gets overwhelming, first of all, with no sleep. Second of all, having 5 million people tell you like what to do and how to raise your baby. But I think every baby is so different. So my advice is to listen to your baby, like do what works best for you. Because I was told by some people that like these bottles are the absolute best and won't give them colic or whatever. Carter hated those bottles. He ended up going with a different bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So like don't, and it's hard a lot. It's like a lot of trial and error because we tried a couple different bottles, I think, before we found the one that he truly liked. Had to go through some different formulas. I had people telling me, oh no, get him Enfamil, get him Enfamil, because I know a lot of babies who love Enfamil. Didn't sit well with Carter.
Nope.
So I think every family, every situation is different. So you have to do what's best for your situation and your baby. Babies are all different. They all have different schedules. They all like different things. So, I mean, biggest piece of advice is not to freak out in the beginning because you're not going to have it all together in the beginning.
You still will, but you're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, you're not doing anything wrong. It takes a while to get a routine with the baby. Like sometimes it could feel like, oh, am I not being a good parent? Am I not doing stuff right? Like I think every first parent feels like that at some point. Because it's your first kid. No matter how much people tell you about what it's like to have a kid, you have to experience it for yourself. Because I don't think anything that anybody told us could have prepared us as much as actually living through it. So that was our advice. Are you gonna do an outro? Why? You want me to just cut it there? Video done?
Like bail you, girl.
No. Can we do like a synchronized bye-bye? Huh?
Why?
Ready? 1, 2, 3. My hand hit your hand. Ready? 1, 2, 3. No, that's dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much for watching our first video ever. Make sure you subscribe. Oh, I like when people do that. They're like, subscribe down below.
Isn't it be on this side?
I don't know, subscribe here, wherever it is on the screen.
Or there.
Yeah, and then right here or anywhere, or just go to my YouTube page and subscribe from there.
I'm gonna link it as a mustache right here.
Yeah, or here. Subscribe right here. And make sure you click the little bell button next to that subscribe button, and that just turns on your post notifications to be notified whenever I post a video. And stay tuned for more videos. Yay!
I'm gonna take a shower now.